Alright, so I'm going to show you guys how to build a barn, or for anybody who wants to watch this video. The stuff I have here is brand new material, but the other stuff over there, which you'll see in a little bit, it's recycled material. I'm trying to build a little 8 by size is it 8x6, and I'm going to bring her back to life, all this used stuff, and see what we can do with possibly selling it. So I'm just going to try to adjust my camera here so you guys can see where I'm at. That's the stuff there in the background I was telling you about, the recycled stuff. So we'll go from here. This is how I put a barn together. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Maybe get my camera a little differently set up here. Okay, I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Yeah, there. Okay, so this is all the material I'm going to be using right here. I got the stuff marked out already, so I'll just go ahead and assemble it. And then after I assemble it, we'll go from there. So give me a sec to do that. You can watch the first one, and then I'll probably see if I gotta just maybe pause the video for the next one. I don't know if you can see every aspect of it. You're more than welcome to if you want to. So I guess I'll just probably record everything here. You can see where we're at. It's a baby barn style I'm doing here, which probably doesn't make too much sense to somebody who doesn't know what baby barns are. But once I get her going up here, you'll see what I mean. So these are just the sounds you make when you're doing carpentry. Personally, what inspired me to do this was I've personally been watching some videos on people assembling sheds and barns and garages and whatnot. And I thought, well, hey, I do that for a living. Why not show people how to do it myself? So that's where I'm at right now. I don't know how well my camera's set up there for everybody to see me, but I'll be definitely showing you the stuff as I put it together. Still battling a bit of a sickness. Something going around here in Nova Scotia. And my stepdaughter and I, we both caught it. And it's a terrible sickness. I don't care for it myself. So it's winding me a little quicker than it normally would. I feel out of breath a lot more than I normally would. So that's why I'm huffing and puffing right now. I'm typically in better shape than that, but my nose is all stuffed up, so I can't really breathe very well. I mean, I can breathe fine, but I just don't seem to be getting the oxygen that I'd like to get. So with these sidewalls here, I'm not sure if you can see me too much on the camera, but these are my studs. They're rough lumber, but they're milled down to a standard 1.5 by 3.5 inches. So I met a guy off Marketplace there last year who mills these. He goes around his yard, some older dude, retired, goes around in his yard and picks up down trees, takes them back to his mill, or his shop, I guess, whatever it is, and makes me lumber out of it. Gives me a hell of a deal on this stuff too. So I mean, like, well, for example, you can't see the pile that's over there, but there was a big pile there. I was able to build a, what was it, 10 feet wide by 16 foot long shed style, which is like a, you know, peak on it, and the walls are all the same height. And I built that whole thing minus the floor. I didn't do the floor in that because I go 2x6 floors, which he also sells, but I didn't get any this time. But I built that, and I'm building this. So that's a 10 by 16 and a 8 by 6. One's a shed, one's a barn. I got that all out of the lumber he sold me. Mind you, I had to buy my plywood and stuff, but I only paid 360 bucks for that load of lumber delivered, and he even helped me unload it. And if I went to the store, granted you're getting milled lumber from there. It's you know, it's stamped lumber, but what's the difference? It's all lumber. I thought if this was a house or something, I wouldn't be able to go rough lumber because the code didn't allow it. But because it's a shed, the permits allow it to, as long as it has the dimensions, you can use the rough lumber for it. So benefits me, benefits Gary, or Gary, I'm not sure how to. His name's G-E-R-R-Y, so I'm assuming that's Jerry. Might be Gary, I don't know. And we both make a little money off it. He does work, I do work. He sells, I sell. Everything goes great. So I'm also fastening these, framing these walls over with my nail gun, but it has these nails in it. They're dipped. which means they're meant like they're galvanized. They won't rust. Well, they will, but they won't rust straight through. And they're 3 1/4 inch. So I think that's plenty for framing. And ultimately, it's just going to be a little barn here, and it's going to be a beautiful little barn. But because I am using recycled material, like I'll take these over and show you what I mean here. Just this is the 2 walls I just framed out there. Now they're only 42 inches high because of this stuff over here I'm using. It's recycled stuff. As you see, some of the bottoms are pretty nasty on them. Same thing over there. So instead of going 48, I'm going to take 6 inches off them, straighten them up, make them 42. And there's the floor that's going to be in it, right over there. I'm going to have 4x4 runners underneath that. I just don't have them yet. And something to block off of, but also easy to move. I'm going to stain it too. I'm not going to, because it is spruce lumber, not it's not hemlock, and it's not pressure treated. So I'm going to stain it with whatever kind of stain I can find in the shop there. And that'll preserve it a little better. Won't be doing that with the walls because they'll be closed in. And this is my, I tore down an old shed for a guy. Yeah, the body in that shed was still pretty good. Like the frame of it, the frame, floor, everything was still good. So I recycled that one too. I got some plywood and some roofing. Reused everything that I could on it. Sold it for $2,500 to a guy from about an hour and a half from where I'm at now. Hired my 2 sons to help me set it up. After expenditures and stuff, I made about $1,200 out of my own money, paid those 2 guys in gas, and then I had to buy some new plywood and shingles and stuff. So, you know, it was pretty good. Sometimes we can do that. I'd prefer to sell brand new burns, but if I can recycle one and sell it, why not? So this is some of the material here. This stuff here is in pretty good shape, so I'm going to use that. And I got some old metal here off of my my shed that's there. In the back of it over here, there used to be an old lean-to part for like whatever it was for. I'm assuming firewood. It was caving in, so I tore it down, built an 8x8 barn out of that, and sold that for $2,500. And now I got, I built this little generator box myself. I'm in the process of building it. I didn't build it yet, so the roof's not been stained up yet. Well, I'm not going to stain it, but I'm going to add some metal paint to it. But you see how I can get a roof out of that? There's the leftover material, metal, and I got more over there. So this barn's going to have a black metal roof on it. I'm going to have some stain that's going to be purple. I have a can of that still left. And the trim, like the decorative stuff, I'm going to make it black. So it's going to be really nice, I hope. And I'm hoping to sell it. If I don't sell it, I'll keep it for myself. But I'm sure I'll sell it. So that's a way to make money for anybody out there wanting to make money that has a little bit of skill. Try to find as much recycled stuff as much as you can. Bring her back to life. Don't use garbage, but if there's good stuff, use it. As long as it's not waterlogged or rotted, that's still good stuff, you know. And you should be able to make some profit out of it. That's how I do it. And I mean, also I do build brand new ones. A lot of people do want brand spanking new barns, so I'll go and build them that too, or sheds. I go up to 24 by 32, something like this garage you see behind me here. I didn't build this, but I definitely could build that. I wouldn't want to. It's a big ugly job, but you could do it. So anyways, I'm going to just set this down. And why I'm going to be adding some house wrap here on these walls is because on the back sheets of those plywoods, it just doesn't look very pretty. So I want to have something to separate the two. You know, when you're inside your building, don't want you looking at old rough lumber when the old rough plywood there, because it's grayish tintage to it now. It's still solid, but it doesn't look very pretty. So on the inside, I'm going to house wrap everything, and then I'm going to put that over top of it. Then I'm going to sand it, and then I'm going to, well, I'll probably sand it. I'll see if I need to or not, but I probably will just for the hell of it. And then I'm going to stain it. So I'm going to show you how to put down some hose wrapping. So bear with me here for a sec to go get it all. So my hose wrap looks basically like this, just a big roll of Tyvek, or whatever this stuff is. Pretty much the same stuff, different name, because I believe they're different companies. So as opposed to separating them and doing one at a time, just bring these 2 walls together. You know, why not? And then stick your roll of stuff down on it. Get your stapler root, which I have right here. Nice hammer staplers, they're good most days. Sometimes they're a pain in the ass, but most days they're good. And you know, roll this out. So I don't know how far, just about there I guess is good. Hang this down about a ½ inch, inch and a half. Overhang it here about 3 inches or so. So that way when the next front wall or back wall come in, you can wrap them and then put the tuck tape to them. That's how I like to do it anyways. Just makes it a little crisper for me. I don't know how you guys like to do it, but since this is my video, I'm going to do it the way I do it. And hopefully you guys can learn from it. Or anybody willing to watch the video. I don't know who's you guys right now, but anybody who's wanting to watch the video that can get something out of it. These hammer staplers are great when they're working, but man, they're a pain in the ass when they're not. They tend to jam up quite a bit. I don't like that, but take the bad with the good, right? So anyways, I'll keep going here until this is done. That'll probably still be recording, but you get the idea of what I'm doing here. Don't really have to verbalize that piece as much. These things run out of staples real fast, I find. I do have a staples in my pouch there, but man, what a pain, you're constantly changing the staples, I find. Sorry for putting my backside in your faces right now, but just how I work. As I said to anybody watching this video, I am planning on mixing up the videos that I have online right now, because I believe it's important to not just focus on too much of religion and Christianity and stuff. It's great to focus on that stuff, because how else do you build your relationship with Christ if you don't focus on him, right? But there's other things we do with our lives too. Jesus Christ has given me a skill. That's carpentry. I've used this skill now for 22 years. Raised 2 kids off of that. I guess technically 4, because I'm raising my stepdaughters for the last 11 years. That's paid for that. I'm putting myself through school, all on my dime, because of my skills that Jesus Christ has provided me with. I'm running my home here. Katie and I, we run it together. So those skills that I acquired, that I classify as a gift, have really led my my life in a way that I think is a great way. Being able to provide for your family, being able to give people a peace of mind that they otherwise wouldn't have. I can build things for people that they can't do for themselves. It makes me feel good about myself. It makes them feel good too, because they don't have to do the work, which is great. I wish I could hire somebody to do it all for me too. Yeah, not every day. Some days I wish that. Jokingly saying that, but very serious too. Like, I had to redo the roof of my house last year, and that was 72 bundles of shingles. And man, that was an ugly job. But it's up there, I can show it to you sometimes. 72 bundles of shingles, 3 different dormers, 3 different levels, and we had to tear the old stuff off. And had to replace some stuff and refasten stuff down, and what an ugly job. But I wish that I could have hired somebody else to do it for me. Now, I probably could have. I did hire my son and his friend, who's also a worker of mine, to help me do it. It took us 8 days, 3 guys, because my son's very good at roofing, but the other guy wasn't. He was just a ground guy. Run us up our shingles and whatever we needed. But it was a horrible job. I wish I could have, I wish that I wouldn't have had to have done it myself and hired somebody to do it for me. But I saved almost actually over $10,000 by doing it myself. So why not, right? Those skills are great for that. Being able to save money that way, wonderful. But again, sometimes money's not enough. Sometimes you just want to say, here, man, you do it for me. But I figured I could do it myself. Why not? But it would have been nice to have somebody come over and do it for me. So the skills I acquire, very happy with them. You can do it too. I didn't start out knowing what I know today. I remember I did a renovation in my own house. Well, not my house, it was my parents' house years ago. Their bathroom was giving them crap. I think I might have been 18. No pun intended on that, by the way. I think I might have been 18. And said to my mom, I think I could probably tackle that job. Redid everything for her in the bathroom as much as I could, as much as she could afford. Man, what a horrible job. I think it lasted maybe 6 months, but just didn't know. I wanted to try to help her, thought I was doing the right thing, but in reality, she had to tear it all out and get somebody else to do what they were doing, do it the proper way. But almost 6 years ago now, excuse me, she had to get her bathroom redone again. I went in and redid the whole thing. Redid 3 rooms in her house, redid her kitchen, redid her roof. A lot of windows had to be restructured and put in. Some electrical work had to be done. Now mind you, basic electrical, because I'm not an electrician. But I can do basic stuff. I can add a switch here, I can add a electrical box there. You know, you definitely have to check into the certain codes and what loads are allowed to be on those, what it's already tied into, where it's coming off the box, and what you can use, you know, to just plug into an existing box that might be already overloaded and then start overloading that. Well, that's a fire waiting to happen, right? So I check into all that stuff because I know better, because I've learned how quickly that stuff can happen if you're not cautious. So point being is, I didn't start out knowing what I know today, but today, after years of experience, years of trial and error, years of messing things up and being told by older guys that were teaching me, don't do it that way, boy, do it this way. Reason why, good guys. I had some asshole foremen, it's just the way it is, but I had some really good guys too that were eager to help you because they knew that they were packing it up soon, so why not help this 20-year-old? And God love those guys because they were great at it. So anyways, enough of that. Want to add the sheeting to this now. I'm going to have to trim some of it to make it where it's going to fit here. So bear with me, and you'll see what my method is here. So as I said, I got older stuff here. And due to the fact that I got older stuff, there's nails in it. So I have to pop those nails out, dispose of them, because I don't want my truck tire picking them up. And, you know, instead of putting nails in this time though, I like staples. They're 1.5 inches or 1.75 inches, I think. No, 1 3/8 is what they are. And they go through this plywood because this is called ranch wall. And just got like a nice basic decorative design on it, I don't know, something like that, and it's only 3/8 of an inch thick, so I'm getting a full inch into those studs, so I feel like that's enough. And I find staples seem to hold things better. When I've used nails and made a mess up sometimes when I first started out doing this, I had to tear it apart, and I'll tell you one thing, I wish that those times I was using nails, because tearing something apart when it's been stapled, you're basically just tearing it apart and replacing it, because it's, I'd say, almost impossible to get it apart. And if you can get it apart, it's almost impossible to keep it looking good, because staples hold, is my point, and they hold well. So I'd say go staples. Some people will disagree with that. I guess it's a personal preference, but with my experience, that's where I find it's you know, I find it's better for that reason. But you decide what you want to do. If you don't have a staple gun, then yeah, you're probably going to want some nails. And if you do have a staple gun, you know, in case you could probably rent one, make your life a little easier. But again, up to you how you want to do that. I'm just giving you my preferences over some years of trial and error on different things. Another thing, you got to clean up these sheets of ranch wall, in this case. You know, they got old caulk and crap on them. Somebody's trying to keep some bugs out, it looks like here. So you got to clean that up, reseal all this when you're done. Mind you, I am going to have Tyvek on it, but I am going to have trim as well. But I find you want to, you know, you definitely want to seal up your joints. You do want to keep hornets and crap out of your place. I don't know about rats and stuff, how lucky you're going to get on keeping them out. But you can definitely try, I guess. So that's one sheet. And I'm going to use this other crap sheet here. Just try to get the crappy ones out of the way. And I know you guys can't see me right now, but hopefully you can hear me. And I feel like when this is all done, it'll be a nice looking little shed. And for me to sell this, I think I'll probably have to put 4 hours, 5 hours, well, maybe 5 hours with everything I got to do to it, into it. So that's 5 hours of my day gone. You know, I had to tear down that old barn, tear this stuff off it, try to save it as much as I could. Some of it we had to get rid of, it was garbage, but most of it was pretty good. So, you know, in total, I'm going to spend about, I don't know, 8 hours, let's say, just round it off to a nice even number. 8 hours doing this, and I'm going to try to sell it for 2,000 bucks, and that will include delivery. And you know, and that includes delivery, like I said, and setting it up on site for them, like leveling it and whatnot. And I think I'll probably have made about 1,500 bucks if I get that for it. The older sheds and stuff like this, people when they're classified as revamp sheds, people want to try to wheel and deal you a little bit. There is some wiggle room, so I can just get rid of it, sort of thing. So if somebody offers me 1,800, I'd probably take it. Somebody offered me 1,700, I probably wouldn't take that, because I could feel like I could probably get the 2,000 for it. But if I don't get 2,000 for it, and it's just been sitting, and somebody says, hey man, would you be interested in this much? What am I gonna say? No? I'd be like, yeah, sure, give me that much. And then we'll go with that. So, in the meantime, I'm going to try to make this as pretty as I can. It's not gonna be easy because some of this lumber is not very pretty. But you get sheets like this, nothing wrong with them. You know, they look good. Again, nails in these, right? I mean, the nail pattern on this old burn should match up to what I am making on this one. But I still like to have that paper underneath it, just in the event that there's a small hole somewhere that I haven't seen. Even with, you know, even with sealing it up and stuff, I just feel like I have that piece of paper there. I never use it, very rarely. And when I feel like I have to use that stuff again, I typically get another roll or two anyways from the homeowners. Once we're all done building them a shed, they're like, oh, I don't need that, you might as well take it. Sure. No, I'm not going to pay for it, but you're going to give it to me. Why wouldn't I? But I usually go the extra mile for customers, and they see that. So they're all pretty happy when the jobs are done. And, you know, that makes me happy. But it also shows them that I care about what I'm doing. Because that's one thing about doing carpentry. You're a fly-by-night guy. Please don't be that. You know, it ruins it for the guys like myself and the good guys that are out there actually just trying to make a living. You know, I know that there's carpenters out there saying, oh, don't say that to the man because then we get the money to fix the mistake. But, you know, you got to think of that person that paid that person already to come over and fix their home. And now you got to, you know, come over and redo it for them because it was garbage work. Now that person's going to pay twice. So I would say, think of your customers in that aspect. That might sound like it's bullshit. It might sound like I'm trying to be this big hero, which is not the case at all. The case is that I'm just honest. I just I don't feel like you need to take people. You know, you don't need to see somebody else's failure as your success, right? Or at least somebody else's hardship being your success, because it's not good. It's not good to live that way. Now, if you notice this one here, this is a good sheet, but it's got a great big hole in it right there. So what am I going to do with that? I can't put that in the sidewall. How am I going to fill that? I mean, I could fill it, but I won't. I'm not going to make it look like that. But I have 2 sheets of this I'm going to clean up. That'll give me, they're 2 feet each, and that'll give me my my 4 foot that I need there in the sidewall. And because they have little grooves and stuff that match up to each other, you're not going to really notice that they've been, they're not full sheets. Or I guess full half sheets is what you call them. And it's still going to do the job that we need. And that's where I'm at with it. So yeah, again, take some pride in your work. You know, when you're first learning, you're going to make mistakes, and that's understandable. But you want to be a person who tries their best. Don't go into it thinking, oh, I'm going to take this person. Because if you feel like you're going to go into it to take a person, in the end, you're going to be the one who gets took. You know, and I mean that. Karma is a bitch. I've learned that lesson. So, you know, feeling like starting out in a job, you're all gung-ho, you're going to be the next Mike Holmes, or the next big thing anyways. And then when the job starts taking off in a direction you weren't anticipating, well, that'll scare you. And you might turn into a crook and not even realize you had that in you. Because you don't want to lose money. You want to make money. But you also don't want to make money off somebody else's somebody else's trust, I guess is what I'd say. They're trusting you to know what you're doing, or somebody else's misfortune. Like misfortune in the fact that you said you know what you were doing, you took the job, you messed it up because you didn't price it right. Now you're losing money. So now you're going to be on one of those shows, To Catch a Contractor, I think that show was called, where shoddy guys, fly-by-night guys would win and do jobs for people, leave them in complete and utter turmoil and disarray, and not even care. You know, I mean, not even care. And going back to me doing my own roof, that was a good thing that I know how to do that, because I know a lot of roof companies. Some guys I even worked for, can't give out any names here, but they done some shitty work. You get a roof put on, an asphalt roof, you shouldn't have to worry about that roof again for 20, 25 years, depending on your location. I know there's shingle companies out there saying you'll get 35 years out of them, 30 or whatever. You ain't gonna get that out of a roof. And to the contractor out there who says, oh, if you install it right, you will. My response to that is BS. You can install a roof the best way you want to install it. You're not gonna get 30 years out of it. So that's my opinion from doing roofs, I don't know, probably 15, 16 years roofing. Not straight, like I didn't roof every day, but I know a lot about roofing. And again, this might sound like I'm stroking my own ego here, and that's not what I mean to do. But I'm just telling you, you know, sometimes when you know you can do it yourself and you do it yourself, you know that roof that I just did up there is not going to leak. We had some pretty high windstorms, some pretty high rainstorms, and I haven't found a leak yet. So I'm happy about that, because it lets me know that we're safe. Just going to cut this now, guys. See if we can reuse that or not. I don't know. I might have to cut a piece out of that one. But sometimes you can get a good piece, sometimes you can't. But we'll see. I'll cut this one and see how they look when I put them down. So here we go, cutting again. Okay, I think we'll go with that. Excuse me. See what we can get out of this. So I'm going to put this one here. Reason why I'm putting it that way is there's a little groove that's there that is kind of imprinted here, and there's a groove there that I just cut out, and there'll be another one over here. Now, if I would have put that one over here, I'd be missing a groove. I don't want to do that. I'd rather have the groove. I'm not sure I can use that one. I think I'll probably toss this piece. It looks too ugly. But luckily, I have this piece. And I think this piece will work out just lovely for us. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Man, they weren't afraid to put that caulking in there, were they? Guess it's good to have it. Man, think about the guy coming behind you, would you? Think about the guy salvaging this material, trying to rebuild a barn for the next person to use. Obviously, nobody thinks of that, so I'm jokingly saying that. I don't expect anybody to ever think, well, Toyota might come along here and build a barn out of this material. It better not seal it too good. Because that's ludicrous. Man, the bugs are bad out here today, man, in Nova Scotia. I'm not sure what part of the world you guys might be in, but they're ugly out here today. So let's see if I can get a nice little piece out of this that I can keep the groove on. Where's 2 foot landing? Right there, okay. So I can use that, put that in there. Yep. Alright, wish me luck. Sometimes this stuff is easy to cut and keep it straight. Other times it's a pain. work out for us. It's just beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I gotta go grab my stapler and I'll show you what that looks like. Just working here in my yard for anybody who's wondering where I'm at. Let me go grab my staples here and I'll show you what the method to it is. Alright, so staples. These are my staples. See, they're crown head staples. They're dipped in, I don't know what it's called. It gives it a gold tinge anyways. And you just load them into your gun. Usually takes a clip and a half. Not sure how many clips I can get in there, but and then they just load in there like so, and you shoot them into your OSB or plywood, or in this case ranch wall. Hook up your gun and give her. Now you gotta just bear with me here. You gotta make sure I can make this look good and work good at the same time. So I need my measuring tape, and I'll tell you why I need that. Because when I'm putting my my sheets of plywood on there, or ranch wall, whatever you call them, I always drop them down on the side wall about 1.5 inches. So when I stand them up, the plywood brings my keeps the bottom plate of this floor. It's because it's 5/8 of an inch. Keeps it up off the frame by that much. So between the plywood and the floor joists, there's a seam. So if I hang this plywood down 1.5 inches, I cover that seam. So when water hits that wall, it drains off and goes onto the ground, not back in and underneath the floor, which would cause a lot of damage, as you know. So you don't want to do that. So I hang this down a good 1.5 inches and stick a staple to her. And then I come up to this side. I find out where my center's at, which is pretty much right there, I'd say. Stick a staple in her. And then find the middle up here, stick a staple in her. Then I go to the end, get this slug guy out of here first. Go to the end, where I'm going to be stapling next. Make sure that's at 1.5 inches, because you want it to be uniformed all the way down. There's 1.5 inches. Come over here, 1.5 inches. And then on the, I guess you can't see me doing this right now, but on the 1.5 inches on the bottom, over here on the bottoms, and then on the sides it's going to be 1.5 inches too. So when I stand my front and back wall up, this this ranch wall will cover the exposed 1x2 or 2x4, I guess, or no, 2x2. That's going to be my front wall and my back wall. So I'll have 1.5 inches overhang there, 1.5 inches overhang there on the sides of these walls, which will cover those exposed areas. And when I go to stand this up, I'm going to show you so you'll get a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Yeah, I said about. Nova Scotians talk. Nova Scotians. So I got to do a little something different here because I got rot in the bottom of this. So I'm going to just flush it up on the top there, and then I'll chalk a line and come back and cut this off flush. I think that'll give me what I need. I think, anyways, I hope so. Bring these tight together. Quick that is with a staple gun. Amazing. Now, because I don't know what my line's going to be here, what am I going to do? I'm going to find my 1.5 inches over here. It's going to seem hard to do, so push it up there, and there we go. And I'm going to chalk the line here, as I said. Come back and clean that up on the bottom best I can. I feel like I could probably do pretty good. Be careful of what I'm doing. Make this look pretty is the plan. One thing about those little grooves in the wall here, I don't know if you you guys can see, than you will when I stand it up. There's already a guideline there. You know exactly where to go. I'm going to get that one stapled and cut, and then we're going to go to the next one. It's already stapled, so I'm just going to get it cut now. And a little bit of rod here I don't like, so I might have to trim it even more than this. But for now, we'll see what this gives me. And if it's not too bad, I'll keep it. If it's too bad, I'll take it up to an inch instead of 1.5 inches, because that'll still give me plenty of opportunity to shed that water off of there. Yeah, I think 1.5 inches will work actually. So that's good. We'll keep it at 1.5 inches then. Just got to chalk a little line up the front here too, and at the top of me, so that I can keep this straight, make it look good, and go from there. Cut that off as straight as I can get it. Anyways, it's not going to be perfect. I don't think anything in life is perfect, especially dealing with this. You're never going to get it perfect, but you can get her close if you have a little patience. When I say patient, you got to be patient. It's something I struggle with unmercifully. I wish I was a much more patient man than I am. So that's the sidewall. I'll bring these on top of it here and let you see it. This is the sidewall. This is what it looks like right now. Kind of ugly looking, eh? And that one over there is still yet to be put together. But you see what I did there. I'm going to trim up the edge there too. Just didn't get to that yet because I got to try to figure out what I'm going to do there. And once I clean this all up, I'll probably give it a sanding because it looks like somebody put some paint over this already. I might have to prime the walls too, I'm not sure yet, just so my stain will stick to them better, not peel off. But you see how sometimes you think a job that's going to go really fast can take you time? Well, this is what I'm talking about when you got to start sanding stuff. I thought that was stain on there, but that looks like paint. So if I was to just go over top of that, the stain could take a chance of you know, starting to peel off if they're not bonded together properly. So I got to be careful of that, and so do you if you're doing this. Now I'll get that one together, and then when I'm done with that, I'll start the front wall or the back wall, one of them, and you'll see what they're going to look like going together. Now here's my floor, as I had mentioned. I don't have any plywood to put on it, so building those front and back walls are going to be a little challenging because typically I like to use that as my guide, but sometimes that don't happen. So anyways, I'm going to pause it there, and I'm going to try to edit this video so everything gets together in one, you know, one video. So stop it there, and we'll go from there when I get back to the next wall.